Hi guys, I'm Aya, if you didn't know that. Today I'm preaching the parable of the Barren fig tree. This is a lot about trust and patience with God. Then Jesus told this story. A man planted a fig tree in his garden and came again and again to see if there was any fruit on it, but he was always disappointed. Finally he said to his gardener, "I've waited 3 years and there hasn't been a single fig. Cut it down. It's just taking up space in the garden." The gardener answered, "Sir, give it one more chance. Leave it another year, and I'll give it special attention and plenty of fertilizer." The man has been growing this tree for 3 years, and it doesn't really say it, but it's a healthy tree, but it's not growing fruit. So he's kind of just giving up hope. I feel like we do this a lot as Christians, oh, I don't see God working in my life, or I don't see anything moving, so we just give up. And that's not good. So sometimes when God's not really producing, we just need to remember He has a plan for us, and we really need to trust that. So this took me a long time to think about because I had a lot of different points for the sermon. And one point is we just need to think maybe God's just waiting for the right time. Maybe we just need to be patient with Him because He's patient with us and we're not patient with Him. In Romans 8:25, it says, "But if we hope for what we do not yet have, we wait for it patiently." I don't know about y'all. I don't have patience. So serious. Ask my mother. No patience. So, in times that we look at our life and we don't see giant mountains being moved or giant miracles being performed, we just need to want for it and wait for it patiently. I have a question. How do you guys think you can want for something and be patient at the same time? Prayer is good. Anybody else? Aubrey?
Distracting ourselves so we can't forget about it unless we get to check on it.
Okay. Allison?
I was just gonna say kind of denying us, taking it into our own hands. Sometimes you think, oh, I can do what you're waiting for. You think you can get it yourself. If that makes sense.
Right.
You can do it yourself.
Yeah, a lot of times we do that. Do you have something to say, Nick?
Worship.
Yes, worship. Noah?
Slowly working towards something.
Yeah, making progress. Yes. Yeah, that's a big one. Jacob?
The only way to wait is to want.
Yeah. Well, being just grateful for what you have and waiting. So this is what I wrote down is you need to look forward to what you don't have yet. Because, like I said, God is patient with us just as we should be patient with Him. And so we can want something and maybe it's not going to come along. Maybe it will. Because God does have a plan. And He will bring certain things into your life when the time is right. So be confident in God's work and know He will deliver what He had planned. Jeremiah 29:11. This is a really good verse. I love verse. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and future. The the version that I read, it was saying that his plans will not bring disaster into your life. And so a lot of the times we aren't patient with him, and so we bring things on our own. Like Allison said, we try to achieve what we want, get what we want, like right when we want it, and that's just not what God has planned. So we kind of we kind of push things a lot and like kind of rush God and what he has planned for us. And there will be times he'll stop you and be like, stop. You just need to stop. I've done that before. I've kind of brought things on. If I cry during this, don't make fun of me, please. A lot of you know last year, horrible year. Freshman year sucks. Boo. Please boo with me. Boo. Okay. So us as teenagers, we want for love, and we fall into things like lust and falling into traps like fake love. And I'm not gonna name drop. If you want name drops later, come see me. I got the tea. But I was looking for love, and I thought I found it in somebody who was a little too old. And so I kind of just like let him control me. I searched through many different guys thinking like, well, he's nice. He's kind of cute. Not cute. But through this relationship, it didn't last very long, but the damage has. So, being with this guy, I made some not so great decisions. I lied a lot to my mom, to my friends, to God, to myself. My faith was disappearing, and I didn't think there was any coming back from it. But here I am, standing, preaching, very scary. But when you are not patient with God and you rush all these things that you want, and you stray from his path from you, like you're basically running away from him without meaning to, because just like God can work through us as people, the enemy can do the same. And it's a scary thought, and I never thought that was true, but it is. I fell into lust, and I just fell into lies. I started having hatred towards people, things. I made fake friends, and I stopped reading my Bible. I stopped praying. I stopped just anything. There was a while I stopped coming to church for sometimes, and that was not really my choice. Hey, you don't have to do that anymore. But when you hurry and you try and get all the things you want, it doesn't really make God happy. And you're going to learn your lesson really darn fast, and you're going to have to get back on that path. Because his plan, you can't change it. But when you change your plan, he'll put you right back on a different path that he has kind of molded in a different way for you. Because you can steer away from him, but he'll always turn your wheel right back to himself. So, yeah. Switch papers. I took things into my own hands during this situation, and like I said, I did learn my lesson. But, yeah. My next verse is Luke 13, 6 through 7. It's the same thing, but it's the first half. So we're gonna read it again. I did. Then Jesus told this story. A man planted a fig tree in his garden and came again and again to see if there was any fruit on it. But he always was disappointed. Finally, he said to his gardener, I've waited 3 years and there hasn't been a single fig. Cut it down. It's just taking up space in the garden. This is just part of the parable I cut out. So many things will look great on the outside and horrible when you cut into it. Like pumpkins. They're kind of cute, and then you cut it, and they're an absolute mess. So a lot of us people, we look happy, you go to school, oh my gosh, ha ha ha, that's so funny. And you just like, you're in a good mood, but then you go home and you're like, I hate everybody. I hate life. And it's like, it's really, really hard to cover all that up, but we find ways to do it. And so all of the struggles we have are the reasons we're not producing fruit. The tree no longer produced fruit because Jesus cursed the tree. So, trust God, be patient, and produce fruit. Mark 11:12 through 14. The next day, as they were leaving Bethany, Jesus was hungry. Seeing in the distance a fig tree in leaf, he went to find out if it had any fruit, because when he reached it, he found nothing but leaves, because it was not the season for figs. Then he said to the tree, May no one ever eat fruit from you again, and his disciples heard him say it. So, this is something I'm still trying to figure out, but I kind of figure we're the tree. And I think that when we're not producing fruit anymore, we're losing faith, we're steering from God, and I don't know what would happen if we were the tree. I really don't know. But all I know is we need to trust God and his plan. And that's all I have.
Awesome.